The Hawks working the ball around. Daniels, no good. Golden State's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Curry with the 3. It's good from long range. Curry's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Warriors. With the playoffs on the horizon, Richard, we're seeing some of the top teams rest their players a little bit.
Yeah, you want to prevent injury, but you also want your go-to guy to have some fresh legs. Limit their minutes now. It'll pay dividends in the postseason.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, Draymond Green is getting serious in the weight room. He said, one thing I learned is you have to lift weights. I was always naturally strong, so I was like, what do I need to lift for? These guys can't move me right now. But your body needs to be able to withstand the pounding of a long season. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient, long-range bomber. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Get it! Yeah! And give a big welcome to your Hawks!
And the Hawks have a completely new group on the floor. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They would be at the golf course if the playoffs happened today, looking to make a final push.
And for the Warriors, they need to turn it on here down the stretch, or else they risk missing not just the playoffs, but the play-in tournament as well. They'll need to play their best basketball starting now.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Jonathan Kuminga, breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's averaging 11 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
He gives them a jolt of energy down low every time he comes into the game. That's something any coach loves to have. Excellent alley-oop. Kuminga putting himself in the perfect place to finish that one.
Warriors leading by 3. Here's Curry. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those. I like the intention, the focus, finding a way.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Warriors. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
Boy, they looked like they were asleep on that end of the floor. No one was talking. No one was paying attention. Yeah, it was rough.
And Atlanta has possession after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. And stolen by Melton. Here's Green. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And it's Kispert in the corner. Oh, good on the triple. So it's the Golden State Warriors in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. And their three-point shooting has paved the way for them. Back to the action in just a minute. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
Jock Landale's out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Corey Kispert. And it's Lisa Shea in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks. Here's Curry, following the basket by Corey Kispert, and the shot goes in. Curry's got the lead up to 10 now for the Warriors.
Oh, you got to feel for the defense. I've been on the other side of the Curry flurry, and I still have PTSD. Now, I understand that that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
In GA, we know Coach Steve Kerr has been up front. In order to win, the Warriors need to take and make a lot of threes.
Well, it's the superpower of their best player, and the arrival of Jimmy Butler has provided some balance, but threes are still their best bet.
Now, here's Green, following the miss by C.J. McCollum. Outside, Green. Rebound by the Hawks.
Not that time, but that's a shot that he's going to make more oftentimes.
And Kuminga throws it down.
This is what Kuminga does. He plays above the rim.
That'll be a 5-second call. With this pause in the action, we'll show you the NBA's highest scoring teams since the All-Star break. The fourth spot held by the Hawks.
And as we get to the stretch run of this season, it seems their offense has improved. I mean, they're really getting comfortable with one another, and their production has also increased.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
It's time to get down with your mascot. Let's move.
And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Jock Landale. Johnson comes in for Kuminga. Dyson Daniels checked in for Rizachet. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Corey Kispert. Alexander-Walker with the ball. He's guarded by Melton.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you, Kevin. The Warriors have come a long way during the Curry era. Draymond Green said, quote, "We built this thing up from the laughingstock of the NBA. I take a great deal of pride in that. I think about this organization like it's mine. If the Warriors win the championship 10 years from now, that's our championship. Period." Kevin?
Okay, thank you, Allie.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
Fires away from outside. C.J. McCollum with the rebound.
And maybe he has that type of range, but I'm not sure who'd agree with it.
Yeah, and you're not going to just have the green light for long if you're chucking up bombs like that.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Now Curry. 29 points for him last game against Houston. Clock at 6. No one near him. Jump shot is good. Curry's got 9 points now in the quarter.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
McCollum, no good.
Oh, he has just struggled here offensively in the quarter.
Warriors leading by 11. Here's Moody. Still scoreless. Launches it. Rebound, Atlanta. Here's Alexander Walker. And a wide open look for Daniels. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Santos. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Warriors. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. And let's hear from Allie LaForce, who joins us from the sidelines. Allie?
I'm here with Coach Curran.
Thank you, Allie, for that. And folks, we'll be back with you after this short halftime break. So don't go away.
Hey, folks, and swerving off topic for a moment, since this is the halftime show, I was just wondering, what was halftime like? And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Golden State Warriors.
It's all been great.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Curry is out there with the Anthony Melton. And it's Green. Then there's Moody. And it's Santos in at the 4. The Hawks trail by 11. Here's McCollum. Banked in off the glass. And it's 8 points for C.J. McCollum. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Sean. Who's calling in with a good story. Sean, what do you have?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. You look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
Yes, certainly. All right, Johns, we appreciate the report.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for McCollum. He's around 18 points per game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Warriors leading by 7. And here is Moody. Scoreless thus far. 3-pointer, Daniels. And Santos pulls it down.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Well, Richard, you had an interesting view of the start of the Warriors dynasty.
Yeah, I was very, very blessed to be a part of that Steph, Clay, and Draymond's first playoff run back in 2013. Matter of fact, some of the Warrior fans are still mad at me for some missed free throws. But I was 90 years old. Let it go.
A 3 from McCollum. Warriors with the rebound. They host the Kings after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
And they have been cold coming out of the break, only getting one of their first 4 shots to drop this half. Got to pick it up.
Back to Alexander Walker. To the paint, here's Johnson, and a slam dunk by Johnson.
It is so much fun watching these guys just throw it down. Jalen Johnson can do it with the best of them.
Now, here's Moody. He's covered by Daniels. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Hawks. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Jalen Johnson.
And I can't say I'm surprised. A star of his caliber figuring out ways to continue to increase his impact and output. Hard to even talk about a ceiling when you see the progression of his scoring these last few years. This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Here's Curry with the 3. Curry making it look so easy.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Jonathan Kuminga. He's checked in for Atlanta.
Jonathan Kuminga.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Okongwu. Why don't we take this chance now to show you the most active wing defenders in the league? These are this season's steals leaders at small forward. Second is Dyson Daniels.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
These guys are stoppers. There is no assignment that is too tough for them.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
The focus from Curry gets it to fall inside.
This is what Curry does best. He is so creative at getting into rhythm and staying hot.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout.